Hello, everybody. Listening to the Fair Weather Podcast. Your boy 2K Squad. I'm joined with my dog A-Rod. I'm joined with my dog Vic. I'm joined with my dog Sami. Working out the kicks again. It's been a while since we've done this. I forgot I had a microphone I had to use, and man, it's been a crazy summer. How's everybody's summer been?
First day of school over here for this guy.
That's what it feels like. It feels like homeroom right now. What's up?
What's up, guys? Happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
So before this show, apparently there was like a FIFA game that was being played. Vic, you want to talk about it, or you want Sami to explain?
No, I'll let Sami explain it if he wants to. If he wants to talk about it, it's fine. If not, I'll let it go.
Go ahead, Vic. Go.
No,
it's your time to shine, man. You win.
I just took it through the woodshed. That's it.
Yeah, you did. You did. Took me out back. Shot me. You know.
Without warning, did he give you some warning or something?
No, honestly.
I was expecting Sami to come out gangbusters, just like destroy me, and I got an early goal, and that gave me some confidence, and that's what happens.
From then.
But I'll be honest, Sami had a lot of chances, a few missed ones, but I'll take my
keeper was on one.
Oh, come on! It's a video game keeper, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't want to talk too much shit because I know Sami could probably beat me with his A team.
Because I know somebody that will whoop all y'all asses right now. Innocently. Ron Angelo De La Cruz. He used to be ranked. I think he was ranked number 20 in the world at one point. He plays a lot though, so I don't have time to be doing all that. So.
If I played as much FIFA as I play Warzone, I'd be top 20 in the world.
Ooh, you still playing Warzone?
Oh yeah, dude.
I haven't touched Warzone in a while.
Me neither.
A-Rod,
I stay on it.
You play any video games, bro?
Hell yeah, I play video games, man. Happy PS5 owner, and I play the show religiously all day, every day.
That's all I see him doing.
Yeah.
I have never played the show before. So how do you play? Is it my player 2K, or are you doing it team or ultimate team or what?
It's the exact same setup as 2K. You can do a my player where you go through the minor league systems, get through to the majors. You can do a my team or my team and create Diamond Dynasty, so you have your own different players and things like that. You can do a whole season mode, and then you can do a short season mode where you just have to do different tasks throughout the season, like hit a home run with this guy, bring in an RBI, pitch 7 innings with this guy, and just speed through the season. So there's a whole bunch of things to do. It's a lot of fun.
I gotta try it out. I got the EA Sport. Is that EA or 2K?
What?
That's
the show. Is it under EA?
The show itself.
Oh, it's its own thing?
It's San Diego Studios.
So it won't be, what would be on the EA Sports package as the baseball game?
Nothing.
They
don't have one.
There's another one, but it's very mid. It's not fun at all.
All right, then I guess I gotta get the show there. All right, cool. Enough about video. We'll talk about some real sports. Thank you everybody for joining us for season 5.
Can we get a shout out for season 5 though? We're on season 5.
I was just saying it, bro. Shout out to everybody for we made it to season 5. We started this shit during COVID, and now COVID seems like a distant memory. It's crazy how this is still going. It's still going. We just like to do this shit. Maybe we like to talk sports. We like to watch sports. We like to bash each other, make fun of each other, make fun of Bradley Beal and Jaylen Brown's contract and AD's contract.
Yeah, Brown's
everybody's
good contract.
All I know is that we just got to buy the damn jersey, Sami. That's all. We just got to buy the.
For real though, Sami, you have
to buy that Red Devils one.
Get that Red Devils jersey, bro.
I'll cop that one. That one's nice.
All right, so we're gonna start with you, A-Rod. Give me your quick little summer recap. What was some cool shit that you did this summer personally, and then sports world?
Personally, I just chilled, man. Played a lot of golf with Sami and Vic.
I need to, bro.
But you got to give yourself more credit, A-Rod. Don't just say you just played a lot of golf. You practiced, and then we got you to a point where you were crushing it, dude. Crushing it.
Okay.
He went from shooting worm burners across the grass, and I don't know, something happened one day we were out on the driving range, and he made us all look like we could barely hit the ball. He was hitting it like 250 with like his 5-iron, hitting it like 200 with his 9-iron. Like it didn't matter what club he was using. I don't know. Something happened.
Has he been tested for steroids? Because you know how A-Rod is.
It ain't that, man. I do natural workout regimen, but
okay, A-Rod.
The credit all goes to the men in the 2 squares down below. Vic, my coach, and Sami, my fixer. Both of them have made me a good golfer. So, and I honestly, I hear Vic, I hear your voice screaming in the back of my head every time I touch a golf club. Keep your fucking head down. You know what you did wrong. So
it's easy to coach people, but it's hard to play. So if I could play as well as I coach people, I'd be a lot better. But
literally, I know how it feels. That's
we
why
got to get everybody back on the course.
Exactly. That's the thing is I need to go because every time there's always something going on, but mostly just a lot of golf and just relaxing. But my biggest sports story for me is, hey, it got done. Aaron Rodgers is finally a New York Jet, so I don't got to like huff and puff anymore. He's on the practice field. That's all I got, for me in sports. So
cool. Vic?
Yeah, I mean, what A-Rod said, we've just been doing a lot of golfing, which has been great. A lot of fun. Watching these two gentlemen grow as golfers. Sami, shout out to him. He shot his first, he broke 110 for the first time, which is a big deal in a golfer's
not
life.
That great though.
Yeah. Oh, hey, man, you gotta start somewhere. So
I'll probably be like 140. So
it's like a bad mitzvah in golfing, huh? There
it is. It's a huge deal. So big ups to my guy there for sticking with it. That takes a lot of effort. But my summer sports, a few things. So we got the Jaylen Brown extension, which is huge for the Celtics. We also added Porzingis, who's already hurt, which is awesome.
What I tell you.
I know. But big things happening for the United States men's national team guys. A lot of them going to bigger clubs with better opportunities. As we all know, Christian Pulisic, Yunus Musa going to AC Milan. We got it's really the United States invasion of Italy. We got Tim Weah and Weston McKennie at Juventus. We got Brendan Aronson going to Union Berlin with Jordan Pefok. So lots of guys, Ricardo Pepi and Malik Tillman at PSV. Lots of U.S. duos at clubs, which would have been a dream, 2010, even 10 years ago. But yeah, huge movement for the United States men's national team. The women, of course, shitting the bed. That's another discussion. Hopefully something that we'll discuss later on the pod today.
Yeah, like first of all, I'm tired of waking up early in the morning to see them play like trash. Like it's the most annoying shit in the world. But anyway, Sami, how's your summer, man?
Bro, it's been unbearably hot. Like insanely fucking hot. As maybe some of you, you guys know, maybe some of your listeners know, I'm training for the New York Marathon, and it's been absolutely miserable trying to run in this weather. So that's pretty much all I've been doing, playing a lot of FIFA. And I think kind of sports related, obviously, Vic already touched on Jaylen Brown a little bit, which I'm sure you'll ask us a bunch of questions about it, but pause. Wow, that's crazy. My biggest thing has been just the Kylian Mbappe debacle that's going on in Paris. I just want it all to be over, you know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that it's going down the way it is. I was really hoping that even if he didn't want to be at Paris anymore, he would do them like a solid, sign the 1 year so that they can sell him. So that at least we get a return on the investment, like 150. It doesn't have to be the full 250, 300 million, but at least recoup some of the funds from it. But yeah, it's looking ugly. He'll be in Madrid though. You'll enjoy that, A-Rod.
Does anybody sorry.
No, go ahead, Vic, you got it.
I was just saying, a lot of it, does anybody feel it's like a little problematic the way that we discuss transfers in soccer? It's like, we're gonna sell this guy for 100 million.
Yeah. So whenever I hear soccer terminology, it makes me feel very uncomfortable Yeah, we bought him for this much. We
I
sold
know.
him for this much. I'm like, what the hell? Like, they're
Slavery.
not property, bro.
I know, right? And then people are
He was
talking
strong.
about like, and no shots at Sammy there because he's absolutely right. You know, return on investment.
Yeah.
But it's just soccer. That's how it is. That's exactly how it is.
No,
But,
I mean, you don't want to lose a player like that for free.
No,
You know what I mean?
no,
It's the same thing
100%.
with like doing a sign and trade. If you have a guy, somebody's interested, and you want to get some assets from it back in the NBA or MLB, you do a little sign and trade. You sign them, and then you trade them for some other stuff.
Right.
So soccer doesn't have trades, really.
Right.
You think
They
about
just
it.
sign as they just sell and trade. I mean, sell and buy and
That's
sell.
it.
Bye.
Or loan.
Borrow.
Yeah, or
Like,
borrow.
what the
Yeah,
hell?
or borrow.
This shit's so weird, bro.
It is.
My summer was very straightforward. It was hot as hell. It is still hot as hell. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm tired of it.
Bro, you look like you sweat a lot too. So
Oh, I'm a sweater.
You sweat a lot.
You saw me at
I saw you at the Wu-Tang concert,
at the
bro. You must
Wu-Tang
be
concert.
dying in this summer,
boy,
bro.
I was sweating that night. But that was me drunk and happy and listening to my favorite kinds of music. This is just I walk out. So I started, I work in the office a lot more than I used to. So I work downtown. I always like to go for walks because I hate sitting down for so long. I'm going to lose my mind. But I have to go outside and go for walks so I can let my blood kind of just do something. Every time I step outside, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, El Nino. Like, what is this heat wave that every single day feel like 113, to feel like 110? I'm like, bro, I'm going to die out here. So it's been a lot of sweating, but I've picked up playing basketball again. That's something that I'm very happy about.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
I mean, I play with my coworkers. But if you would like, I play like on Wednesday nights right before I come and do this show. So my energy level is going to be either on a high because I played well, or I'm depressed because I play like shit. So, but no, I'm just happy to just be playing basketball
If you
consistently.
need a secret weapon, just let me know. I'll show up.
Yeah, Sammy's got skills. Sammy's got skills.
Hey man, the jump shot looking crazy right now. I'm like, okay, we on one. But in sports, I've just been watching like the ebbs and flows of being a fan of the teams that I'm a fan of. I'm about ready to drop the Sixers. I think I'm this close to being a free agent because every move that they've made over the last, I don't know, 18 years has drove me crazy, and I don't trust the direction that they're going anymore. So the next stupid thing they do, I think I'm done. And then with the Phillies, I love what we have, but I wish we could do a little bit more. But
is baseball still going on?
I think so.
For real, dude. For real.
I think so. But yeah, it's just I've been watching a lot of baseball. I've been hitting on parlays lately. I've been
my man.
I've been, how I am. I'm very nervous, to lose. I like to lose, right? But I do so much fantasy baseball. I whooped up on A-Rod a couple times this year already. You know. But I do so much fantasy baseball, and I'm always paying so much attention that I'm like, you know what? I might as well try to get instantaneous money rather than waiting till the end of the season to hope I even make the playoffs, right? And I've been hitting little $10 bets to win $50. I'm like, just little things. So that's been like my biggest one is that I've been understanding the parlay game a little bit better. So also I just did this money thing because I watched Johnny Manziel last night, and that shit was crazy. that was a crazy documentary. He really spiraled out of control, by the way. In case y'all didn't see it yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
We knew from the media watching it on the news, but no, he spiraled out of control. He went crazy, balls to the wall, also Ryan Leaf type of shit. So hopefully he turns his life around, but that's some crazy shit. But let's before we get to all the other sports, I know we want to talk soccer, we want to talk basketball, we want to talk baseball, probably want to talk track and field. I don't know, whatever it is, right? We want to kick it off with our special that we do every year. Well, it's crazy to say every year, but the special that we do every year, we do our little previews for each division. So today we're doing the NFC and the AFC East. We're gonna get it off. We're just gonna rip the Band-Aid off right now. Obviously, but all of our teams are within those divisions and conferences and all that stuff. So we're gonna kick it off first. A-Rod, I'm passing you the floor because we're going to talk about Hard Knocks real quick before we talk about the AFC East. Did you guys watch Hard Knocks as well or no?
I have not had the chance to watch it yet.
Sammy,
Not yet.
hey Rod, I want you to
That's what I was gonna do on the couch, but I'm on this podcast right now.
Enlighten these brothers about what you witnessed last night, because obviously A-Rod right now is on cloud 12 right now. You can't mess with him. So go ahead, bro. The floor's yours.
I mean, Hard Knocks never disappoints. I mean, the opening credits of showing the one championship we had with Joe Namath and the transition to the signing of Aaron Rodgers was really good right out the gates. It showed like how desperate and how bad we've been wanting a quarterback, and that's what I've been preaching for, all of last year. And I mean, even the years we had shitty quarterbacks, I didn't say we just need a quarterback. I said we needed like a good quarterback, one that, holds the locker room accountable, one that has good direction, one that's a leader. And all you saw is like, I saw your tweet, KK. Don't act like I didn't want to respond.
I know you saw it.
They're treating this man like he's God, and as they should. And I know you're going to allude to something about another team, and I'm going to let you have that little part. But like, that's what the Jets really needed is a commander in chief at the helm who's going to, have a big shadow over the entire team, saying, this is what I've done. What have y'all done? And even at that, he's fun. Like, he looks like he's having a good time again playing football, and that's what I appreciate. But the first episode was really good. It didn't really allude to any specific players. It just kind of like showed Aaron Rodgers, showed Sauce.
They kind of did. I mean, I was surprised that Zach Wilson actually sat down and spoke to somebody. I was very impressed with Zach Wilson, by the way. So,
but I'm giving you my predictions right now on Hard Knocks. The funny guy, how every episode has like that funny guy that's like he's a clown. It's going to be Michael Carter, the running back, not the defensive back, the running back.
And he was doing some talking.
Sauce Gardner will get some funny shit in there too. He was pretty entertaining, and a big baby Quinnen Williams too. I think those three are going to be like the most entertaining ones.
Bless you. Thank you.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Bless you. Thank me.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good first episode. Showing up to the Hall of Fame game. Showing how Aaron Rodgers has always been like a villain. He was actually, you couldn't not like him in that episode. Like, he was very humble. You can see the relationship between him and Nathaniel Hackett. It's very juvenile, very fun.
I miss this Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. But me too. I do, and I'm glad that we get it. So I liked episode 1. It was good for me. So
the New York Jets were founded in 1960, right? This is the first time y'all had a good quarterback, because I don't care what y'all say about Joe Namath, the most overrated Hall of Famer in the history of the NFL, in my opinion. Okay, but this is the first time since 1960 y'all had like, oh shit, we got a quarterback. I mean, it's like the Browns, just be going through just quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, nothing ever works, and now it's like finally the organization is like new life there. Like Method Man was at practice. Like freaking Method Man was at practice. It's that serious, right?
But I think the difference with this case compared to like the Browns and maybe previous Jets teams is like it seemed like the Jets this time around were a lot more patient with building a solid foundation before throwing a quarterback in there, rather than the reverse, right? Where you're just throwing a quarterback out there to just get destroyed.
Yeah, that's a good point, because so A-Rod alluded to it earlier.
He had Brett Favre, don't forget that, but he was throwing to like
that's right. Yeah. But Brett Favre was sending dick pics. To cheerleader to like news people. So he wasn't
money.
I'd send her dick pics too, to be honest.
Hey, chill. Anyway,
you guys been canceled. Congratulations. Good run. 5 seasons.
Well, we got canceled, guys. All right. No, but seriously, no. Freaking Brett Favre.
Yo, Theo Vaughn says way worse, so we good.
Touche. But yeah, you're right. Brett Favre was there, but I lost my train of thought. But no, with he alluded to it earlier. I was talking to him before the show. Now I see why the Buccaneers were so good when they got Tom Brady. It literally took one player to come in the locker room, and the whole energy of the locker room completely changed. And if you watch the episode last night, every single player in there was like, I said they were worshiping him. Obviously, they've never seen anybody like that before. They've gone from Zach Wilson and Mike White and who else is there? Joe Flacco and whatever else has been there, right? To Aaron freaking Rodgers. So they've never seen anybody spin the ball like him. It's like a different kind of confidence. And like the defensive coordinator was talking about it like during one of the scenes, like that's our quarterback. Like he made like a back shoulder, like across his body, back shoulder throw in the corner of the end zone. Like it was phenomenal. So like what we saw with the Bucs, how everyone's confidence rose on both sides of the ball. I think we're going to see that with the Jets. But let's get to the AFC East. Obviously, there's obviously more teams than the Jets. So some quick hitters from stuff that's going on over the summer in the AFC East. Josh Allen is another year in the league, and Stephon Diggs I don't know what the hell's going on with Diggs. He's in and out of the lineup. There's like weird just energy in there. The Jets, obviously, with Aaron Rodgers and a lot of the different talent that's coming into those doors. The Dolphins, they didn't really do too much, right? Like they got Jalen Ramsey, obviously, but he's already hurt. But when he comes back, we'll see when that happens. But we got to see if Tua's going to make that next step and actually be healthy and take care of his body and carry a team. And then Patriots. Bill Belichick's been under a lot of fire. I haven't heard his name be like this, doubted in a long time. Like it's really weird, like how much negativity is coming out of the locker room there. And you expect obviously over the last 20 years that it's always everything's going to be fine, right? But it doesn't seem that way. So I'm gonna pass it to either one of you guys. What is your what's the temperature right now with the Patriots locker room?
Vic?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. To be honest, I haven't really listened to too much hype about the Patriots, other than the possibility of us getting DeAndre Hopkins. I know that I think we lost him for we didn't want to give him some bonuses or something like that, or we didn't want to give him an option. I forget what it was, but it was some stupid reason. And that's obviously disheartening. But even with DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. This team is destined to be another middling season. I think they'll be competitive in some games, but I think that overall, this is probably a 500 team, maybe 2 wins over 500. We'll see.
Just so you know, your over under is set at 7.5.
Yeah, which sounds about right. I mean, I think 8 is a good number. I think we'll hit the over, just because I think I do think the team got better. It upgraded obviously with Bill O'Brien, so I think we'll be better than last year. But I don't think that will translate into as wins. I think we stay stagnant. I think what was our record last year? Was it 10 was it 10-6? Was it
10-7? 10-7.
I thought it was not okay. Whatever.
It was 9. No, it was 9 last year. It was 10 the year before. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay. So
what additions did you guys make over this year? I know
Juju,
yeah.
right?
On the offensive end, Juju Smith-Schuster. There's still some chatter.
Gesicki as well.
Yeah, there's also still some chatter about Zeke, possibly.
Yeah, the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Christian Gonzalez.
Gonzalez is huge for our defense as well. But
I still get Leonard Fournette. He's a Bill Belichick type of running back to me. So
yeah, I mean, I think losing Damian Harris isn't going to be that big of a loss, as we all know. Losing running backs isn't that big of a deal in the NFL. I think that
we're going to have to spin off of that because we got to talk about running backs.
Yeah, I mean, it's another thing. I guess we'll get into it later, but yeah. I'm more worried about Bill Belichick's roster construction than I am about his play calling ability. And I think, at some point in time, there's no more Scott Pioli there. There's no more buffer between him and the personnel decisions. And I think that he's become a little bit too frugal in his old age, and he's always been frugal. Yeah, but it's different when you have Tom Brady. And well, I guess this year's going to be a litmus test, and we'll see what. I don't think Robert Kraft will ever fire him outright. If anything, it'll be
so. You think 8 wins that he won't get rid of him?
No, and that's the worst part about it, is because, as we know in every sport, the worst place to be is in the middle. you know, and not building towards anything. I think that's what the Patriots are right now. We're in the middle. We basically have Kirk Cousins 2.0 as our quarterback, which is fine. I mean, I would be happy if Mac Jones's career ended up as Kirk Cousins is, but he's not going to win you football games like Josh Allen, like Jalen Hurts, like you know, other quarterbacks in the league, even Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, Kirk Cousins had 8 come from behind wins last year, just so y'all know. I mean, he's not like
but he also has 0.
You like that?
You like that, huh?
And he's also passing to the greatest wide receiver in the NFL right now.
Touché.
So that helps.
I mean, like, we dog this man so much, and he's like actually a pretty good quarterback. I don't get
he's a good dude.
No,
he's
the
a very good man.
He just cannot win on national TV when it's a big game, like on a Monday night or Thursday night game.
Well, against the Giants, but
Kirk Cousins is fine. He's a definition of an average quarterback, which is what I think Mac Jones is. I don't think he's, I don't think he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think he's fine. But you know, the Pats are in trouble. This is the end of the dynasty. I can see it already. The building's on fire.
That's already happened, bro.
It's already over. It's been over.
When Tom Brady walked out of that door,
it's over.
He took the whole dynasty with him.
I agree, and I think this is it. I think we got to get used to, you know, being the '90s Patriots again, and hopefully we strike gold with another good quarterback here in the next 5 years or so. But it doesn't look like it. So, you know, let's keep our fingers crossed for Arch Manning in 2025 or whatever.
I mean, we're like 3 years away from that, right?
Yeah.
Sammy, and because Vic just alluded to it, I don't know if you recall, but at this same time last year, you had Mac Jones as a top 5 quarterback no matter what. You remember that tweet that you had?
I think I said it was top 10.
Okay,
but I said like going forward, yes. And let's be fair to that assessment. I mean, look who his offensive coordinator was last year.
Correct.
I mean,
that's fair. That's fair.
I will 100%. Even if we go, let's say we go 0-4, I'll come on your podcast and I will eat my crow. I'm not going to eat it yet. All right, I'm not going to eat it yet. I still think he's going to be a good quarterback. But I agree with Vic that the roster construction on offense is really suspect. Defensively, this team is still going to get stops. And I think, like Vic said, I think this team can still win games because that defense, like Bill Belichick constructing a defense is a mastermind.
Yeah.
Absolute mastermind. He can get anybody. He can put anybody there. He can put anybody. He knows exactly how to construct it. Offensively, I look up and down the roster. In the AFC East, we have the worst wide receiver room. No disrespect to Juju Smith-Schuster. We have the worst.
I think
Juju's not that guy.
Possibly in the NFL, but I'm just saying, let alone you look at our division, we didn't do anything to make ourselves better on the wide receiver because that's what we want. We want to win our division, right? We didn't do anything with that. And I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, Mac Jones needs that. But after what I saw last year, he needed a Hopkins to give him confidence. You just need one guy that you know that if nothing's going, you can get him the ball. Is Juju going to be that guy? I don't know. And that's the thing. It makes me feel like Bill Belichick's a freaking, what's it called? Like a gambler. Like that's what he's doing. He's putting so many gambles on offense, right? I think the only 100% solid player we have on that offense is Ramondre Stevenson. That's it. Besides the offensive line, I'm talking about strictly like the skill players. Yeah. That's it. That is absolutely it. Juju can be better than Edelman, better than Welker.
I don't think so.
But no, from a talent perspective, right? Yes, of course. But I'm saying from a pure talent perspective.
How old is this man? This man is old. He's
I'm not saying he's going to be good. It's a question mark, right? Like it's such a coin flip. You don't know what you're getting. For all we know, he could have like a quiet 1,100 yards next season. We're gonna bash him.
Quiet though,
you know, like because we're gonna go 7-10.
I mean, our best hope is that either Tyquan Thornton breaks out or one of these rookies breaks out.
I think Butte has the highest likeliness.
From LSU.
Hey, here's the thing. LSU wide receivers, like even if they're not drafted high, they have breakout potential. Those guys, I don't know, it's a factory down there. And I know
something in the water.
It's in the gumbo.
I know we think about Odell, we think about Justin Jefferson, guys like that, but I mean they've had some
Landry,
Jamar Chase,
Jamar Chase, but those are the guys that have been drafted high. But they even had like later round picks that have hit as well. Not necessarily that level, but I think that's probably our best shot at a number one wide receiver right now. As of right now, this team does not have a number one wide receiver on their roster. And they're going to find it very difficult to win offensive battles. But like Sammy said, the defense is still there. I still believe in Christian Barmore. I was reading something on PFF about him.
Trey Flowers is back.
Yeah, Trey Flowers is back. Linebacking core is still what it is. But those I really like Gonzalez. I like the secondary right now. So. Fingers crossed. This is going to be a tough division to win. I don't think the Patriots can do it, but I will say this: if you gave me a choice between the Miami Dolphins or the New England Patriots, which team is going to finish higher or has the bigger potential to surprise this season? My money would be on the Patriots. Surprising us and maybe finishing second in the division.
Are you willing to put money on that?
No.
Okay, because at the end of the day.
I will, because I firmly believe that Mac Jones. No, I'm just saying Mac Jones was a decent offensive coordinator away from probably getting 10, 11 wins again last season. We won 9. We won 9 with that idiot calling plays.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's a great point, Sammy. You might be talking me into this now. I think there's
still a question mark. It's still a question mark, right?
I think
I look at Tua. If he didn't have all the concussions and shit, they won 9 games as well, and half of those games were with Bridgewater and the other dude that played in the playoffs. Like it's not like.
But you look
and
at
they have, and we look at skill position. Tyreek Hill better than everybody that you got. Jalen Waddle. That you got. I mean, the running back room looks pretty good too. I mean,
our running backs are way better than theirs.
But they don't run the ball.
You have the running back room that they have over there.
I would still take Belichick over what's that guy's name? Mike McDaniel.
But Belichick is a defensive guy, so the defense will be on point. Mike is an offensive guy, so their offense is going to outscore whatever y'all can put up. That's the problem.
I would put money on it that Tua doesn't play, a full season this year.
I'll
put money on.
That's where that comes in. Then that's a fair assessment.
I don't think he's ever done it, even in college. He
hasn't. He hasn't.
That's why he never won the Heisman, because he couldn't finish the season with all the numbers he put. He can never finish the season. So, all right, Mr. Jet, talk to me.
I mean, y'all really hit the nail on the head before I could say it. We all started up talking about everything, and it's what I got written down in front of me is this the year that Mac Jones is going to take the leap? Because personally, as much as I hate the Patriots, I do like Mac Jones, and I do like the signing of Bill O'Brien. There's some familiarity that he has with the Patriots, with Bill Belichick, and kind of being a quarterback whisperer. So this is something that's going to be good for Mac Jones. The only thing that hampers that to me is what you're throwing to. Like, we want to throw guys in there and say, okay, be like Tom Brady, be like Drew Bledsoe, be like Aaron Rodgers, be like all these guys that are great quarterbacks. But if you think about it, they had like good players. They could turn players into like good players. I don't get that out of Mac Jones. Mac Jones has been babied his entire career. So what we alluded to earlier about the Jets, getting a guy like a DeAndre Hopkins, you're like, oh my God, we finally got a receiver. The energy in the locker room is going to go up.
Yeah, dude.
Like that.
Can I just interject real quick? Because you were with me, A-Rod, when it happened. Remember last year at Blind Goat when a certain trade happened during the draft?
Yeah,
we got AJ Brown. You saw like how we got a guy now.
I watched the man die and come back to life with one pick in between. That was it.
Literally. Like, as soon as that trade happened, I was like, "Oh, it's on now." And like when we got Terrell Owens back in 04, same thing. I was like, "Oh my God, we got a chance now." It's literally that simple.
Hey, Rod, you not to interject too, but you make a good point about Bill O'Brien. I mean, isn't it him that had Davis Mills throw for 4,000 yards, even though his defense was utter shit?
Correct.
Utter
Exactly.
trash. I mean, it's not his
Yeah.
fault his defense was trash, but
Yeah,
the
but
offense was fine.
That's Bill O'Brien's plays, though. He just throws like screen passes.
Yeah, but you
Hey,
play to
whatever
win.
works.
He
You
play
play to win the
exactly.
game. You play to win the game. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Trash the man all you want. He won games with y'all. You know, he's
Yeah.
got,
And you got Ramondre there. I mean, I'm running screens. I want
AJ
Ramondre
Taylor's
to
gonna
have
be the screen guy.
so many touches this year.
Pierre
That's
Strong.
how I would be. Like,
I will say this about the AFC East as a whole, because I know we're just kind of focusing on these two right now, but just to, for the sake of time, going through the other guys here, Buffalo. I think that they regress this year. To be honest with you, I don't think that they win the division.
I'm 1,000% with you.
Miami, I also think that they regress this year. I think they had a great year last year. I think they're going to have another great year offensively. The problem is defensively, can they do it? Their defense did get better in the offseason, but let's see, can Mike McDaniel coach that defense up to a top 5 defense? They have top 5 defense talent. If they do that, they can easily win the division. And then, of course, you have New York, who really has a great coach, great coaches in place.
Great defense.
And as much as it hurts me to say, I think that in my mind, they are the clubhouse leaders to win the division this year.
Same. I'm with you on that one.
Continue, A-Rod. Sorry, we
yeah.
My bad, A-Rod. You got it,
No,
bro.
it's all good. But the only last thing I was gonna say is, like, if all of that if all that fails again, I mean, yes, y'all won 9 games last year with that trash ass offensive coordinator, but how long is Bill Belichick going to be in tenure there? Like, personally, I can't stand the motherfucker, but like he's God in New England. I get that. But at what point are you like, we needed to have a changing of the guard, this and that, if it's not working? Because just like my team, last year I kept saying we needed this. Was, you guys know, get a receiver. Juju's a coin flip. We don't know. I love the kid. I love USC receivers. He's a Super Bowl champion, but like, he just did what he had to do to win that Super Bowl on that team. And I just don't think he's a leader. I think he's a better number 2. And, maybe you get something out of it, but yeah, it's a coin flip.
Antonio Brown was spot on about him. Like,
yeah,
I don't agree with everything Antonio Brown says, but he was spot on about Juju. He was spot on about Juju. Okay.
I will say this. Maybe Belichick's getting ready for Henry Ruggs to get out of prison in 4 years.
I will also say this. If there's any place that a troubled player usually succeeds in, where is it?
I mean, but
Bill
that's
Belichick.
a thing of the past.
They got to be
That's a thing of
talented.
the
I
past.
don't think Juju's that talented.
That doesn't
He's got a vendetta against
Sami, because I used to think that too, and then I started thinking about all the other troubled guys besides the one good one that we brought in, or the 2 good ones that we brought in, Rodney Harrison and Randy Moss, and then
Corey Dillon.
Yeah, for every one of them, there's an Albert Hainsworth, right?
That was injury.
There's Antonio Brown.
Don't forget.
Let's not pontificate on the past.
Tom Brady will cover up all the holes that you need to cover.
Tom Brady.
But Bill Belichick will also throw your ass out. He doesn't care who you are.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us. By
I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's either he shows his true talent or he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, but
listen, the Chicago.
Can we talk about the Jets?
Real quick.
I'm tired of the Patriots, man.
We're going to the Jets right now. The Chicago Bulls said, "All right, Phil Jackson, we're done." Right? Well, there's no reason why Bill Belichick they can't look at Bill like, "Hey, I think it's time for us to
different
take
owner
that next step now."
Different owner. Robert Kraft has so much loyalty to Bill Belichick. There's no way.
I don't know. I feel like they butted heads a lot. Like, remember the Jimmy G situation, and I feel like they have like a somewhat different philosophy on.
He chose Belichick over Brady.
I will say this. I mean, KK is onto something. The Bill O'Brien signing is 100% Robert Kraft and not Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick got Bill O'Brien, but I bet you, I'm more than certain there was a talk about that offense, and Robert Kraft was like, Get yourself a real fucking offensive coordinator, please.
Bill Belichick, he's gotten away with like, you know what? I'm gonna just try this. It'll work, right? He tried it last year and it was a train wreck. So sometimes Bob has to come downstairs. He probably had Gucci Man and Meek Mill with him. Like, look, man, we're gonna have to like stop this shit right now and let's get back on track. I just wish you guys would have done a little bit more. Like, if y'all would have got like a Hopkins, all right, here we go. Now Mac Jones gonna have a lot more confidence, right? Devontae Parker and Juju. I'm sorry, it's just.
Oh shit! I forgot about Devontae.
There was a stat. Devontae Parker has the worst separation rate in the NFL. Like, he cannot separate from quarterback. So,
my last thing on this New England Patriots debacle. The worst thing to ever happen to the New England Patriots is having Bill Belichick as coach and GM. Mm-hmm. The worst thing. The worst.
And you know who was also coach and GM in Houston? Bill O'Brien. All right, Mr. J. Talk to me. What you got going on over there in New York?
Oh, what I tell you, one thing had to happen. And it wasn't the Aaron Rodgers signing and for me to be on board with everything. What was it?
Oh, Quinnen Williams.
Get Quinnen Williams.
Big boy's back. Big boy's back.
I'm on board, baby. We're going to the Super Bowl. I never said that in my life. So, but I'm happy with everything that we've done. I look at the roster up and down, and I'm like, it's pretty complete. I mean, getting if we were to get Dalvin Cook, I feel like we don't need that, but it would be interesting to add that type of player to it. I know we brought in Zeke as well for a chit chat too, but I don't think we're gonna get Zeke. But I like from what I see on Reels and like the page, and you guys get to see it on Hard Knocks now. But there's a different atmosphere. There's a different like feeling in the locker room, and I like it, and it's like a winning formula. And I can't wait for the season to start. I want to talk my shit. And you don't want to know what I have the record for this team at for the season. So,
all right, let me just before you go, look. All right, you kick off the schedule. All right, Bills at Cowboys, Patriots, Chiefs, Broncos, Philly.
You don't even got to do that. I'll tell you, I got them at 14-3. Get me off my high horse. I got them at
14-3.
I got them 14-3. I got them losing one of the Bills. I want to say we take care of the Pats, but I got them beating us one time. And I got us losing one to who was the other one I saw? Wasn't I said we take care of the Dolphins 2 times? It was another team. Yeah, I got 14-3, baby.
Hey, right. I'll tell me how much money you want to put right now.
I'm not going to put any money.
How many drugs did you do
please.
Before you made that?
You got to put your money where your mouth is with this one. 14-3 is very bold.
Money. I got it 14-3. Let me be a happy and passionate fan.
I know, but you got to be realistic. You're normally very realistic.
KK, I said 1 year they're going to win like 3 or 4 games. You said, oh, they got 7 in them. How many?
Last year, you said 3 or 4 wins. You're going to go from 3 or 4 wins to 14?
And the year before that. One, let me be a super fan, okay? Just let me be a super fan at this.
So you chalk in the Eagles as a win?
No, that's the team we lose to. We lose
the Chiefs. You talking the Chiefs as a win?
Oh no, we lose to the Chiefs too.
What about the Bills?
Then I guess you're gonna lose one of the Bills,
and then the Patriots lose one. That's 4 then. So that's 13-4.
Maybe I was feeling good about looking at that Patriots roster and saying we'll take care of them, but Bills always got our card. So give me 4 losses then.
And the Chargers.
And then
I got the Chargers are a head case.
Not in the regular season, in the playoffs for sure.
You know what game I got circled for y'all? The Jets Broncos game, October 8th. Sean Payton.
Oh yeah, they're gonna take care of that shit, no problem, man.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. He said that shit.
I don't think 14-3 is as crazy as you guys think it is.
Look at Vic. That's why I like Vic. He's like a silent assassin down there.
13 was my number. 14 seems high.
Remember,
13-15.
And I think 13 is a lot.
What's the difference between 14 and 13? It's the same number.
Tom Brady got to Tampa.
That's because that's saying, because dude, it's literally saying that you're going to split the series with the Bills. You're going to split the series with the Patriots, which potentially you could sweep it, right?
I think they're sweeping the. Come on, the Patriots fucking suck.
Eagles. Eagles.
They might lose to the Eagles.
The Dolphins are going to get y'all once. I'm just saying. They'll get y'all once. They'll get y'all once.
I don't think so.
Who?
Not scared. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
All right.
And don't forget the best team against the spread, the Atlanta Falcons, baby.
Ooh,
don't sleep on those Falcons.
Yeah,
man.
they can win against the spread. They're not going to. The spread's going to be 14.
No, I don't think so.
21.
I think the Falcons had a good summer. I think the Falcons had a pretty decent summer. Like,
yeah, I'm not scared of that good ass team. Whatever, fuck them. I'm not scared.
I'll tell you, I don't think 14's out of contention here. I think that. I again, if everything goes to what I think, right? I think that the Dolphins are going to regress. I think the Bills are going to regress, and I think that the New York Jets got immensely better. And as much as it pains me to say, I don't think that 14 is a crazy number. I think that they will fit around 13 wins, but 14 doesn't sound crazy.
11-5.
That's
11-6.
That's a no. That's disrespectful, KK.
11-6. Well, Tom Brady's first year with the Bucs, same shit, same situation. The team was loaded, and they just threw a quarterback in there, and they went 11-6 and won the Super Bowl. Like, it takes time to get all these pieces to fit. Like, this is a brand. It's not like this is. There's no continuation there. There's got to be a little bit of a. There's going to be a little bit of a struggle there. Like, it's not going to just be peachy and rose. This is not that simple.
That's true, but I think Aaron Rodgers is better now than Brady was when he got to.
And I think the Jets' defense is better than that Bucs defense.
I don't know about that.
I can't agree on that either.
It was old. This is a young Jets defense. This is a young Jets defense.
They have a better player in Sauce Gardner, but overall, the Bucs defense was pretty solid.
I don't know.
I think you guys overrate it.
Year one.
That secondary was
they were healthy.
That secondary was basura.
It was very sus.
Yeah, but the pass rush was so good. They didn't need to be a good secondary when your pass rush is that good. Shaq Barrett, how many sacks did he have that year?
I think the offense is that much better than the Bucs offense.
I'll just say, obviously, you guys are betting people. 9.5 is their over/under. I'll definitely hit the over on that.
Oh, what? That's the over.
I'll definitely hit the over on that.
Slam the shit out of that.
Yeah, I'll definitely hit the over on that. But 14 wins. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's crazy.
That's disrespectful to the rest of the NFL, in my opinion. I'm like, bro.
I think 11 is disrespectful too.
No,
bro.
it's not.
I think
Tom Brady, the greatest
come over here and kick me in the
time,
nuts
went 11-6 and won the Super Bowl.
Look at their schedule, like KK. If you look at their schedule, like A-Rod and Vic are saying, it's not that crazy. That schedule is not that great.
Off the gate, they're Bills and then at Dallas. I mean, not that I have that much respect.
Does Dallas scare you?
No, like what?
No, but they're a playoff team. I understand where you're coming from, KK. I'm not going to trash you either. But
somebody would have given me.
Vic's being too nice. I'm here to trash everyone.
Somebody bet me some money, please. I'm feeling good right now.
You know what I did? You know what else I did on top of this? I looked at what Aaron Rodgers' winning percentage was against the teams that he played against. And he absolutely owns all of the teams that we play against. So, and then I looked at the Eagles and I was like, we can win this game. But for the benefit of my co-hosts who I have respect for.
No. Don't you dare.
No, and I respect that team. I have respect for that team. You went and got Miles Jack, who was thinking about becoming a plumber. Okay? He thought he was going to become a plumber. And you signed him on a Tuesday. So I don't want to hear that shit. I got respect for you. So that's that. I mean, yes, I'm shooting for the stars with this team. I want to make the playoffs. That's what I want. I don't care about the number, but me sitting there and over analyzing this, I came up with 14 wins. That's what I did. And yes, call me a homer, whatever, but I look at the winning percentage of the quarterback. I look at the camaraderie that's there, the tools we have, and that's what I'm going to leave it at. And I don't want to talk more about this thing because I don't want to jinx them and they win 3 games or some bullshit.
No, that's not going to happen. All right.
That'd be hilarious.
We don't need to go through every team in the AFC East. I care about the Jets and the Patriots for the sake of the show. Who's winning the division? Go, Sammy.
Jets.
Vic.
Jets.
A-Rod.
I got Jets. And the only thing I'll say about this is pay attention in Buffalo too. That's the one thing I want to say is pay attention to what's going on in Buffalo because
is this moment?
It's definitely one of those because I think just like Vic said, they digress. They lost some pieces. I mean, they went and got Leonard Floyd and Damian Harris, like whatever. But like, you're laughing at me about that Singletary Singletary's been a lifer there. Okay, he's been like the bell cow back that we were just talking about. Juju getting a quiet 1,100 yards, and now we're seeing Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. They were like romanticizing these two as like the most beautiful couple in the NFL, and now there's like a little rift there. There's something going on there that just it's starting not to feel right for me.
I agree with you. Like I didn't want to like harp on too much about it, but I'm like, yeah, there's something there, obviously. But Devin Singletary, 5'9" FAU running back. James Cook is a solid running back. They're fine. I think James Cook is solid.
I'm not saying
and Damian Harris is solid as well.
So
what's the difference between Damian Harris and Devin Singletary? Like,
I don't give a fuck. I'm saying that he's been a lifer there, and that might have been something that made
shit for them.
Yeah, he did a lot of shit for them. He ran that ball just for.
I don't hear that shit. I'm sorry.
Josh Allen to punch it in.
I don't hear that shit. James Cook is a way better running back than already in his young career. He hasn't even done anything yet. He's a way better running back than Devin.
Let's be honest. The only running back in Buffalo is Josh Allen, so it doesn't matter.
But they need to stop that shit because, again, I've had the same thing over and over and over. I compare Josh Allen to Cam Newton and Andrew Luck if they had a baby, right? Andrew Luck retired at 29. Cam Newton was done by 32. Like, it's like there's no longevity when you play like that, and you're always exposed to being when you want to be a superhero and everybody's beating your ass every single week. I mean, the leagues start to add up. You know what I mean? So
say it every year, the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, okay. All right, but I agree with both of y'all. I think the Bills regress this year. I got the Jets winning that division. And that's it. All right, cool. Next, let's talk about the NFC East. Over the summer, some things happen. Obviously, the running back situation has become a shit show. Saquon is obviously one of the people. Zeke doesn't have a job. Dalvin Cook doesn't have a job. Josh Jacobs is nowhere to be found. Josh Taylor. I said Josh Taylor. What's his name? Jonathan Taylor is, I don't know. There's a lot of shit going on with the running back.
Jonathan Taylor plays for the Colts.
Yeah, that guy. But specifically in New York, Saquon Barkley, in my opinion, and you're talking about
running backs in general. Got it.
Yeah. But me and A-Rod was talking about this like a couple months ago, as far as like, when it was coming up, as far as like who's getting franchised and who's getting the deal, right? When they gave what's the quarterback's name? I have no respect for Daniel Jones. That's how bad I feel about. I don't really care about the Giants, but when they gave Daniel Jones $140 million, to me it's going to be downhill from there, because Saquon to me was their best player, and they prioritized the quarterback who's really not that good. Like he had a one pretty decent season, and they gave him $140 million, and then now Saquon, their best player, like take Saquon out of that offense. You think Daniel Jones can just get loose like that?
My friend Sami said it best. Haystacks he's throwing to.
Oh, shit. What was the guy's name? Isaiah Rodgers and shit. Like who was the guy that got busy in the playoffs for? I don't know. Either way, they got Darren Waller now. I mean, if he's healthy, that's a solid option.
His wife is fine.
The New York Giants are the Patriots without Belichick.
She's yeah. When she was doing 3-on-3 in the Olympics, was it 2 years ago? I was like, who is this? Because obviously, I can't just sit here and lie and say I watch WNBA all the time. So like, I'm seeing her play in the Olympics. I'm like, yo, who is that girl? And now then I started figuring it out. I'm like, yo, first of all, she's a fantastic basketball player. And then that's second of all. First of all, she's fine as hell. Her day job. She's good at her day job. That's what it is. On top of the fact that she looks good doing it. So God bless her for that. But anyway, the Giants to me are they got to figure some shit out with Saquon. Cowboys, Dakota, Rain, Prescott's throwing picks all practice. Trayvon Diggs called him out, called him a piece of shit. Washington, Airbnb already got them all in their feelings already. Everybody's crying over there in Washington. But finally, the team has new ownership, so there's something to look up to, but already negative shit coming out of the camp. And then the Eagles, we did some shit this summer. We had a decent summer. But you know me, I'm very like, I don't like to have all the pressure and everybody's watching me because I'm like, oh, we're going to let them down. We're going to let them down. We're going to let them down. Last year, we didn't let us down. This year, I'm a little nervous, obviously, because it's hard for me to just believe we're just going to run it back like that. But a lot going on in the NFC East. I'll just kick it off. I'll start with the Eagles right now. I do love everything we did this summer. I mean, Howie Roseman, for somebody who passed on Justin Jefferson, the greatest receiver in the league right now, for somebody who passed on Justin Jefferson, and I wanted his head on a stake or whatever. He's turned this shit around a lot. To go get AJ Brown, to go draft Devontae Smith, offensive line is great, defensive line is great, secondary is great. We're able to keep James Bradbury and Darius Slay. Darius Slay was damn near gone, and he's back in the locker room. The linebacker core we shored up, like you mentioned earlier, picking up Miles Jack and other homie who was playing in who was playing like I forgot Tennessee last year. But no, I think and then just the demeanor that Jalen Hurts has, like NFL 100 top 100 came out and it's finally done, and Jalen Hurts was finished number 3, number 2 in quarterbacks behind Patrick Mahomes, obviously. And I mean, from 2 years ago when we played the Bucs in the playoffs in Tampa, and it was, I mean, I was watching the game at some bar, some Eagles bar, and I was depressed. There's like pictures of me very depressed watching that playoff game. From that game on to where we're at right now with Jalen Hurts, it's like it's the most beautiful thing ever. And we're talking about Mac Jones earlier, right? It's literally that simple. Get him somebody that he can just trust and just get the ball to. And we saw with Mac Jones in college. He had the best receivers. I mean, he had Ruggs, he had Devontae Smith, he had the other guy. I mean, they had so much. Waddle. They had so much talent right there, right? And he was able to utilize that talent. So when you get somebody in the locker room that just changed his life, Donovan McNabb, we gave him TO, and Donovan McNabb was, yeah, here we go. So it's like I'm so happy with like what we have on this roster. I just want to stay healthy and not let all the noise get to us. And when you have a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, he won't let the noise get into the locker room because he's basically a 45-year-old man in a 25-year-old body. Like he just celebrated his 25th birthday like 2 days ago, and he's the most mature person in our organization. I mean, he's way more mature than our coach. Like he's just one of those guys that like I'm so happy that he's on my team, right? So I think just putting it out there. I think we should win the division. The schedule's obviously going to be a little bit harder. We're getting the first place schedule, but I still think we should win the division. I think Washington with Sam Howell, I don't know why they're so gun-ho that he's the guy. I haven't seen enough of him to just be like, okay. And then already like the enemy is like rubbing people the wrong way. So I don't know who's going to be tough enough to even deal with him. The Giants, Saquon's obviously not going to be happy going into this season. They still don't have receivers to throw to but Darren Waller. And the Cowboys, Dak is going to be Dak. So I got to still win the division. I'm not going to go 14-3, though. I mean, I'm not crazy. I think 12 wins is respectable. I think we go 12-5. I'll be happy. Boom. And we'll see what happens there. But I'll pass it down to you, Vic. What you got with the NFC East?
I think the NFC is a terrible conference this year.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible. I feel so bad for you guys. The AFC literally has like 11 teams that should all be playoff teams. Like, you know what I mean? Like 11 or 12.
For real. And the thing is that I think that you guys walk into the playoffs, and in terms of winning the division, as long as you guys stay healthy, I don't think you'll have a problem winning the division at all. New York, as I said earlier, is basically the Patriots without Belichick. Washington has a lot of eggs in the Sam Howell basket, which is saying a lot. And the Dallas Cowboys are going to cowboy. So I think they got worse this offseason, especially without, I think getting rid of Zeke is crazy loss. I think they're putting a lot of pressure on.
Pick up Stephon Gilmore on defense. I mean, that should help a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it should, but
I mean,
if it does.
I don't think Trevon Diggs is all that though. Personally, I mean, but
he gets beat a lot. He makes some good interceptions though. I just don't see. I don't think there's a world where Philadelphia doesn't walk their way to the division. In this one, and honestly, there's no really other team to talk about other than I guess if you guys want to talk a little bit about the Cowboys, but I mean, Philadelphia has the playmakers. Who else do you like, Sammy?
Take it, Sammy.
I like Brian Daboll, man. People sleep on Brian Daboll.
Yeah, he's great.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's great, but he doesn't have it. His team sucks ass. I honestly, I just don't. I don't think the Giants are going to come close.
Sammy, give me your case.
500 team.
Sammy, give me your case on the Giants.
What's the case? Like I'm not going out and saying, oh, they're going to win. 11, 12 games. But like,
if I'm an alien, right? I just landed on Earth, and I need you to sell me on wanting to be a Giants fan. Sell me on wanting to be a Giants fan.
Brian Daboll made Josh Allen relevant, and I think he can do at least somewhat of a semblance with Daniel Jones. I'm not going to say exactly the same. I don't think the talent's the same, but I think the talent profile is extremely similar. They're extremely similar quarterbacks in a sense of what they offer.
Like Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a tank.
But that boy's fast.
He's fast.
They're both fast. They're both fast.
I
think Danny throws a very good ball. Granted, like A-Rod said, and he obviously he quoted me. He is throwing haystacks out there, haystacks that get broken every single week. One receiver is going down, and it's always either Darius Slayton or Sterling Shepard because they throw the ball to him.
And he's already concussed
100 times. Yeah, he had breakfast this morning and had a concussion. Like, poor guy, dude. Poor fucking guy. He's so good.
The only way they win the division is if Daniel Jones has.
I never said that. I never said they win the division. I just didn't. I was just downplaying what you were talking about, where you were saying, "Oh, there's no other team to talk about." I think the Giants are an interesting team to talk about. I don't think the Commanders are. I think the Giants are more relevant.
I think Saquon helped Daniel Jones way more than Daniel Jones is helping Saquon. And so if obviously Saquon,
we're talking about different talents, though.
Saquon's playing on a 1-year deal. So he's not going to be doing the same shit he's doing. Like, he's not going to pick up that block that's going to get him hurt. He's not going to, he's not going to do a lot of the same shit. He needs to get to his next contract. So in my opinion, I think that's automatically just going to hurt them a little bit. Maybe I'm crazy, but I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, he's their best. I mean, he is their best player. So
yeah,
I don't know, but I mean, Mr. Jet, you guys share a stadium. I mean, what's your opinion on the Giants?
With the Giants, it's is Daniel Jones really worth all that money? We're gonna really see if that's what it is. And alluding to the running back market, who's really putting fans in the seats? It's Saquon Barkley, and you're holding out this guy on a contract. And yeah, you went and got Darren Waller. Okay, you're gonna have your Jeremy Shockey moment once again or whatever. There was nothing wrong with All right, yeah, there was a lot wrong with Ingram when he was in New York. He was a head case. But you didn't, I mean, you went and got Hyatt at receiver, but you didn't really make a big splash anywhere. Yeah, you brought back Sterling Shepard, which I'm sure he got concussed signing that contract. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. The Giants, they're like a wide receiver or two. And if Daboll is really a quarterback whisperer that he is, away from winning like a lot of games and being relevant in my book, and making Saquon Barkley happy. But y'all don't want to focus on Washington. The only thing I want to focus on Washington is like, I think we're gonna get a clean slate there. I think it's gonna be clean fucking slate. Like, they're putting all this trust in Sam Howell, and if I'm Terry McLaurin or I'm any part of that defense, I'm wanting to get the hell out because I see what's going on. It ain't going to work. They don't know who the real running back is. I mean, the running back at the beginning of the year, like, got shot in the leg, and, he's kind of like all over the place at that. Antonio Gibson's just getting dicked over left and right. And Ron Rivera, like, I love Ron Rivera. He's a Latin head coach. He's cool, but, like, he doesn't really look like the kind of guy that commands the locker room, and it looks like he's completely lost everything there, in my personal opinion. and Bieniemy's coming in thinking he might get the head coaching job, and then you might get the first overall pick, and then Caleb Williams comes in. It's going to be a whole new
It's also
share
from the DC area.
Yeah, so it's making sense to me that like this is an automatic.
Right.
Oh, and then throw in the Chase Young thing, which makes not a goddamn sense to me that you don't pick up his 5th-year option, and you're like, prove it to me, you're worth this. Like that doesn't make
Prove it to me that you can stay healthy is probably what they're saying.
I guess, but I also just have no faith in what the Commanders are doing. Like if you want to blow it up,
so can I ask you this? Because I know you keep bringing up the Daniel Jones thing about his contract and all that stuff. Because I'm kind of looking at the numbers, and I it's a genuine question, and I'm going to get to a point after I ask you guys this question. Sorry to interject, A-Rod.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, you guys are saying that his contract was too big, correct, A-Rod?
I'm just saying it's a little questionable for me. I think it was like a panic pay for them. I forgot the numbers. What was it?
Was it
4
years,
160?
Yeah. Well, how much is that is guaranteed?
80.
80?
Oh.
I would have probably paid him that only because of the quarterback market right now.
Bingo.
But,
I mean, that's what
but that doesn't make them better.
They need to, we need to stop. If I'm a GM, we need to stop like, oh, the quarterback market. Like everyone's so scared to like underpay their quarterbacks. I'm like, listen, I understand that there's certain quarterbacks that deserve that money, but we can't just be giving everybody the next highest contract just because they're next on the list.
But he's not. Like he's only like he's 12th. Like, and he's actually, according to Pro Football Focus, he was the 17th best quarterback. So I mean, he got about what he's worth if you think about it.
Who's their best player?
Saquon Barkley, of course, but is a running back.
I'm
running back
care
the
of my
best player
best
in the
player
NFL?
first.
That's is running back the best player in the NFL?
See, that's where I differ though. Is I think running back is replaceable. Although he is their best player on their team, you can replace that production with a much cheaper contract. Than if it's a lot harder to find a quarterback that can do what Daniel Jones can do.
What does he do? That's special. He can run a little bit.
Nothing. He doesn't do anything.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
but he is serviceable.
What has he had though?
That's not our home.
What has Tom Brady had for 20 years before he got some?
We're not comparing Daniel Jones to Tom Brady. That's not what we're doing here.
I mean, like, I don't know, man. I don't see anything special about him. Where he is getting 160 and Saquon Barkley is left with $10 million.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna be the evil guy here. And I'm gonna say that I do not side with the running backs in this whole running backs thing.
I don't either.
I'll give you my perspective, but go ahead, Vic.
Oh no, I cut off A-Rod. I think A-Rod was gonna talk. Go ahead, A-Rod.
I was just gonna say, would you rather Mac Jones or Daniel Jones? Which
Daniel Jones?
I'll take Mac.
Honestly, I don't care.
I'm taking Mac.
I'm taking Daniel.
I saw Mac Jones
go
win a championship in
They're
college.
the same.
Daniel Jones, I didn't see shit with him in college. I don't know how the hell he got picked that high.
They're the same fucking
I
quarterback.
have no idea why he got picked that high.
Oh, they're not the same quarterback.
It's because
it's
because Eli Manning and Peyton Manning trained him. Is that why? Like, come on.
They have different skill sets, Sammy, but they are in terms of talent and where I think that they can bring the level of a team. I think that they are the same in that aspect. So if you look at Vegas and you look how Vegas rates quarterbacks, right? Because each quarterback is worth a certain number of spread points, right? So if you have, it's a big difference if Josh Allen's starting a game versus whoever his backup is. I don't even know. Between I'd rather have Mac Jones and Daniel Jones are basically the same. If you look at how Vegas rates them, right? So that's the way I think about it. And I would, and you know what, if Mac Jones does come up, when Mac Jones does come up in a few years, and the Patriots are sitting there with the 16th pick or some shit, I'd rather than pay Mac Jones than take a flyer on the fourth best quarterback in the draft.
That's what the Giants had to do.
I know, and I agree with what the Giants did, but all I'm saying is that I don't just because he got paid that much doesn't mean I value him as an I don't want to say as an asset, but I value him as highly as like other quarterbacks in the league. You know what I'm trying to say?
but his value monetarily, I know we're talking about it as an asset now. Like his value monetary is about where his talent is based on the quarterback market.
Right. But I don't
fair.
think he makes the Giants any better or worse. Is what I'm saying. I think above replacement level. I mean, I think he is worth that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hold on. Go ahead, talk, Errol. Let me think.
I got you, Vic. I'm picking up what you're putting now. So don't worry.
I think it was not a panic move, but it was like, hey, we got to the playoffs with this shit team, so I think we keep it together. And now we've got, the QB guru in Dayball, and it was more of like a shit, this is what we're gonna have to pay him. Fuck it, fork it out. We're gonna do it, type of move, as opposed to like, let's, sit back, look and see what other quarterbacks we can bring in. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type shit. The Giants should have went into this offseason and had been like, okay, we're going to go get some receivers for our new signed quarterback. Hell, go get Brandon Cooks at least. Get that guy, because
that's
right.
He should have gotten, but the Cowboys got him. But it makes no sense. They didn't give him anything. We're going to the approach of Mac Jones here now.
But I mean, they did give him Darren Waller. I'll give him that. They did give him Darren Waller's a solid option. He's a solid option.
He's fine, but let's be honest, he's a tight end. I mean,
but he's not a tight end. He's a wide receiver that's titled a tight end. He don't block.
But I mean, I agree with you, Sammy, and then I would have paid him because there's no other. The free agent market for quarterbacks doesn't exist. We don't see Aaron Rodgers happen very often, right? Where a top-level quarterback makes a move.
He wanted to play in New York in general. I don't think he cared which New York team he's for.
Really? That would have been news. I thought he wanted to move to the Jets.
No, he wanted to play for the Jets.
But if it was between Daniel Jones and I don't know. Who's the Ryan Fitzpatrick of now? I don't know. Whoever. Who are the Bucs?
Gardner Minshew.
If it's between Daniel Jones and Baker Mayfield or Gardner Minshew,
I'm taking Gardner Minshew over Daniel Jones.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm taking Mr. Gardner Minshew.
Not if I'm serious about trying to compete for a playoff spot. If I'm trying to tank, yes, 100%. Give me Gardner Minshew.
If I'm trying to tank, give me Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, if I'm trying to tell you exactly, the Bucs are going for Caleb Williams hard.
Hey, anybody who wants to tank next year for Caleb Williams, you're not going to get no. I don't care if you get fined for tanking, whatever. Go get Caleb Williams. I'll pay the fine.
I think he's better than any quarterback that came out of this draft. But I will say this: I am really high on C.J. Stroud, and I know he has accuracy issues. But he has a great body. He reminds me.
Whoa, that's crazy.
He has a great NFL body, right? He's a big guy. He can run, and he got the deep ball. I see a little bit of Josh Allen, and he's smaller than Josh Allen, but I see that same mold.
No, we're talking about Anthony Richardson. We're talking about Josh Allen.
Anthony Richardson would be a bust. I promise you. Anybody that saw Anthony Richardson play in Florida knows that dude is going to suck. In the NFL.
So did Josh Allen. No accuracy whatsoever. But you put him around behind the right guy, that shit will fix itself overnight. I mean, literally, Josh Allen could not hit a target to save his life. And then he gets the day ball.
But Josh Allen wasn't throwing to 5-star wide receivers at Florida like Anthony Richardson was, and he was still missing.
Name the receiver besides Kadarius Toney that came out.
He was overthrowing Kadarius Toney, like the fastest guy in college football. He was overthrowing him by 20 yards. How do you do that?
All I'm saying, I haven't seen Kadarius Toney do nothing in the NFL, but that's neither here nor there. All right.
Yeah, he was hurt. He was hurt last year, right?
Are we all on board? Eagles winning the NFC East?
Yes.
All right, cool. And then with the running back situation, are we all on board that yes, the running backs it's their fault. A lot of it's their fault with the collective bargaining agreement. I give them that. And then as a GM, I get it. Like if I put on my running back shoes, I'm pissed. If I put on my GM hat, I don't give a shit that you're pissed because. First of all,
right.
I can literally get me an Isaiah Pacheco in the 7th round. I can get me this and that. But when I'm in the middle, Yes, you can get you an Isaiah Pacheco, but you have Patrick Mahomes. Yes, you can get you, an Austin Eckler or some all these guys, but like none of those mid-tier or horrible running or 7th-round running backs that come out of nowhere are all that great unless they have somebody like a quarterback that can just make it happen. You know what I mean? Like
Ramondre was a 3rd rounder, wasn't he?
Daniel Jones is not any of those guys that can carry a running back, like a mid-tier running back, in my opinion. So I can see it where Saquon's coming from, right? Like, look, there's no way that Daniel Jones can do what he's doing without me, because everyone's paying attention to me when I get on the field. No one's paying all that attention to Daniel Jones, which is why he's able to do what he does. So I feel like every case is a little different. I think, we're grouping all these running backs in the same bubble. Like Zeke, we literally watch his performance dip every single year, and they gave him a lot of money already for his performance to dip every year. So I understand why they didn't give Zeke money. Josh Jacobs, I don't know what to make of that situation. The Raiders are going to do what the Raiders do, but like across the board, to me, I think it's all case by case. I don't think it's a situation where like, but Todd Gurley, right? He got paid, and he played 6 years in the league and he was gone, right?
But like if you're gonna pay, so going back to the Giants thing, if you have the option to pay a mid-tier quarterback or the top 5 running back in the league, I think we see that the league is shifting now, where that's not a priority anymore, and they are focusing on quarterback first. It's always been quarterback first, but even more so now. You're not going to get paid as a running back. Even if you're top 5, it doesn't matter. You're replaceable. And I think
who's the first or second best team in the NFC? The San Francisco 49ers. They got the highest paid running back, Christian McCaffrey, and they got mid-tier quarterbacks. And they find themselves in an NFC Championship game every single year. So
have they won a ring?
Have the Giants won a ring in the last 12 years?
I answered the question.
No, but
exactly.
Who?
That's all it is. It's.
But this
once you get to the NFC Championship game, if you don't have a quarterback that changes the game,
none of these teams have won a ring that we're talking about. I
know you're saying. I know you're saying, KK. You're saying that I agree with you that yes, but it's not like the 49ers had an option between Christian McCaffrey and a quarterback, right? So I would definitely pay Christian McCaffrey if I don't have a quarterback.
Give up assets to go get Christian McCaffrey. So yes, they made a decision. We're going to give up all these assets to go get him, and we're going to make sure that we keep him happy, because when all the quarterbacks went down in that playoff game against us, who was running the offense? Christian McCaffrey. Like,
could you consider that the exception versus the rule? Like, you have one team in the Niners as the example that you're giving. You're not giving any other ones.
Even with the rule, none of those other teams have done anything either. Like, it's literally like in the last few years, it's literally been who's been the best quarterback that year. It's been Mahomes. It's been Brady. Matthew Stafford had himself a year, and then he had. To me, I understand you prioritizing a receiver over a running back. That makes more sense to me, because Cooper Kupp was the reason why that team was that good. But like, prioritizing a mid-tier quarterback, to me, I just don't see it. I understand you prioritizing a top-level receiver over running back. That to me is a little different. That's a different conversation we can have. But I'm taking a high-level running back over a mid-tier quarterback, and I'm taking a high-level wide receiver over both of them. So it's really like there's really no true science to it, but there's no right answer to me, in my opinion, because like every team is not built the same. Like, San Francisco is built to be that way, and they do a good job being that way. Now, have they won a Super Bowl? Not everyone won a Super Bowl, but in my opinion, they should have. But Kyle Shanahan steps on his own feet sometimes, so that's neither here nor there.
If you put Daniel Jones on the San Francisco 49ers, are they a better team?
Better team than they are right now?
Yes.
They're the same.
I agree.
They're the same.
They're the same?
Yes, they're the same.
What?
They're exactly. I mean, tell me what's going to change. Like, they don't do
somebody viable to get Deebo Samuel the ball.
They don't do anything special. Like, everything that they do is very quick. it's all quick shit to the flats, quick shit in the slant, and
because they don't have it. They don't have anybody that can spread the ball.
Daniel Jones can spread the ball.
If he had weapons, that's what we were just talking about.
Daniel Jones is a
I didn't say he's that guy, but he's probably better than anything they have right now.
He's better than Garoppolo?
Yes.
What?
Has he played? What's the best ability?
They're the same quarterback.
What's the best ability?
I've seen Garoppolo go to the Super Bowl.
What's the best ability?
The one that's unavailable made it to the Super Bowl.
Just saying. What's the best ability?
Aaron Rodgers a few times and made it to the Super Bowl. So
did he beat Aaron Rodgers, or did he have a studly defense?
And the running team. I mean, like, remember that game where he only completed 8 passes?
Yeah, because they can't throw it, but they don't trust him to throw the ball.
Out the football. Again, it's not an easy. There's no.
It's debatable. It really is debatable. That's what we're doing, but it's just your opinion or whatever.
It's just. Like, if I have Patrick Mahomes, I'm giving him all the money in the world. Screw a running back. You know what I mean? But if I have Daniel Jones, I'm going to have to think about it. To me, there's a difference when it comes to that kind of situation. But I don't know. It has been very tricky with all of that. But I don't know. I don't know who to side with, but I'm going to side with the wide receivers because they make the shit more exciting anyway. So shout out to the wide receivers. All right. Are we done with football? I'm ready to leave the sport right now. Anything else for you, Mr. Jet?
I got nothing, man.
Sammy? All right, cool. All right. Let's jump into the summer real quick. A lot of shit is going on over the last 2 months. So ever since the Denver Nuggets hoisted that trophy and realized no one talks about it, and I said this was going to happen. As soon as they win the trophy, they'll be the least talked about team going into the next season because they don't have drama going on in there like a Kevin Durant and a Kyrie Irving and a Damian Lillard. So we look at the NBA landscape right now, and a lot of shit has happened teams that we all support, teams that we watch all the time. Obviously, Villanova is taking over the state of New York. All of them for the Knicks, and then we got obviously what's his name with the Nets, Mikal Bridges. The Lakers did some stuff. They had a pretty decent free agency. The Boston Celtics paid Jaylen Brown, which we have talked about extensively, but they did lose the heart of the city, Marcus Smart, and then acquired Kristaps Porzingis. As a Philly fan, we got the player that I did not want, Patrick Beverly, but hey, whatever. We got Pat Beverly and Mo Bamba. Phoenix did the trade with Bradley Beal, and they did a lot of things in free agency as well. And then also, all eyes have been on Damian Lillard this summer with his loyalty all these years has come to a halt, and now he wants to play for the Heat, and now he's getting all his pushback. He's become public enemy number one. So a lot of shit, and then the Team USA roster has been assembled for FIBA, and they did a number on Puerto Rico yesterday, but it's just the best team that we can put out there. So a lot of crazy shit in the NBA. Victor Wembanyama, blase, right? Sammy, I'm gonna start with you. Give me your give me some Boston shit. We're gonna start with your team. Jaylen Brown got paid $300 billion, shit like that, whatever. So, talk to me.
Can I divert to A-Rod because I cut him off twice in the NFL talk?
Okay, that's fair. A-Rod,
well, first
we'll start with the Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown got paid, Marcus Smart got traded, and Kristaps Porzingis is there. So, talk to me. What you got?
I mean, I like the moves they're doing. I mean, you don't want to lose Jaylen Brown. It's a lot of money for a guy that can't go left and always slips and falls, but that's just my opinion, and just, throwing little subtle jabs at that. But, I think Jaylen Brown is a stand-up guy. I think he deserves the money. You don't want to lose that type of player when you've got, a fearsome tandem of two, but I don't want to sit here and pontificate it because it can go definitely deep down the road of the Daniel Jones contract as well, but whatever. I like the Kristaps Porzingis signing or trade. It does suck you lose Marcus Smart. It's just going to mean that they have faith in one of these two young kids to step up and be more vocal, or Big Bob or Al Horford may, step up, but I don't even see that out of him. I think he knows he's almost done, but somebody's going to step up on that team. And then what else did y'all do? Did y'all do anything else exciting? Sign anybody else that I don't know about? That it?
I mean, we have a coaching room now.
We got O'Shea Brissett.
You have what?
O'Shea Brissett.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Whatever.
Nice.
I'm happy for y'all. I'm happy for y'all, but I'm just, I want RJ Barrett to have that 3 in the corner again, nonstop. It lives rent free in my head. Game 4 of the season. So,
all right, Vic, Sami. Obviously, Boston has a lot of love for Marcus Smart. Talk to me about how what that loss. How do y'all feel about that loss? And then,
of course, is crying like men shit.
Obviously, it was a tough loss, but talk to me about that, and then what you guys got looking forward to next season.
I'm gonna try to make it quick because I feel like I've been talking too much. So with the Marcus Smart thing, obviously it pains my heart because it felt like I was like losing a brother, and I know he's not dying or anything like that. He's just going to another team, but Vic agrees with me. Like, we've been with this team watching the growth, from the big 3 underachieving, 08 Celtics. Here we go. The big 3 underachieving, only winning 1 championship, probably should have won 2. Then selling everything, getting assets, and then Marcus Smart being that first, ball to drop as that player to come in. And obviously just all the tenacity he showed throughout the years. And obviously with the good comes the bad, love and trust, right? That's one of the biggest phrases of weird Celtics Twitter from, Greeny. Love and trust. You just love him for what he brings, and you just trust him that he's going to make the right play later on down the road in the game, which he usually does, right? He makes a big defensive play down the stretch, even if he made a bonehead shot earlier in the shot clock. But regardless, I thought from a pure talent perspective, I thought if you just take my heart out of it, I thought we fleeced the other teams. I thought we got a really good deal as far as just true talent assets out of that deal. It was kind of an overpay for everybody else, right? And it was kind of, we sold high, and we got really lucky. I thought we saw Marcus Smart from a talent perspective, not leadership, right? Just pure talent on the court. We saw him digress or regress from what he did last year. Was not as good as he was when he won Defensive Player of the Year. And you could see that, right? Wear and tear that naturally happens. He plays 82 games pretty much every season or close to it. He plays most of the games, and that's just going to add up. So that kind of stinks. Yes, we have another player coming in that might not play as much, and I'm okay with that too. I hope that with the coaches, with the way this construction is going to be, with this coaching room, that they understand that we're looking to build this team to make a playoff run, right? We want Kristaps Porzingis to be healthy in the playoffs because that's what we were missing, right? We were missing a big man to hit a shot, to take some of the burden off Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who are making plays the whole time, trying to score, do everything, right? Because let's be real, the only other guy that was really doing anything was Derek White. Malcolm Brogdon had the injury. I mean, Robert Williams is very limited what he can do offensively. He's very good defensively. Al Horford lost his legs because, I mean, we put a lot of miles on those legs, man.
We 36 now.
We ran that train to the ground, bro. Pause. That was like a 1998 Toyota Camry. You know what I'm saying?
But it's still running though.
It was. You know what I'm saying? But we relied on him so much, and it's like when his legs finally gave out, it's like, damn, that we need somebody to do that. And I think Kristaps Porzingis brings that. I hope we put him on a limits restriction. I hope we don't use him too much in the beginning of the season. We let him warm up to it. We let him come into his own. We let him grow into the team, because it's still Jaylen and Jason's team, right? They're the main keys in this whole entire thing. If they're good, we're good. And obviously the other guys just have to step up when their name is called. And I hope that happens. And I think it does. I think it will. And for the leadership perspective, people forget that we did not have a coaching room last year. We lost Damon Stoudemire, who's a tremendous assistant coach, also another locker room leader, You know what I mean? We just got Sam Cassell. I think Sam Cassell is going to bring that same energy. I'm not saying he's great, but I think he's going to bring great energy. I think he's a guy that a lot of these players are going to look up to, especially, honestly, especially the point guard room, especially the point guard room, which is where we've struggled.
What happened with Tyrese Maxey?
Ever. Exactly. And I think what we saw last season was the lack of that type of veteran on the bench that was coaching. Because it came to certain points where the players were doing it. If that's not what you're supposed to do. Yeah, the leader in the locker room, rally the troops, whatever. You shouldn't be coaching. And we saw in the playoffs some of the players coaching. You can't have that, man. You can't have that.
I think there needs to be a healthy dose of that. I feel like
a balance.
I feel like today's NBA lacks that. Like, you go back to like a lot of older teams, right? Like they always had that one old guy who never like the Udonis Haslem of the locker room. Like, yeah, he might, he'll play like 1 game, 2 games, whatever. But like, his voice on the bench, you saw what he did for Miami. I mean, Miami, they got to the NBA Finals for absolutely no reason. Like, there was no reason for them to be in the finals. But I think they had just enough of like the voices from the bench. Because, you're in the foxhole with these guys, so it's a little different. Like the coach, they're in the hotel suite, they're up there. We're actually in the foxhole. So I feel like that's the only thing I have with like Marcus Smart. I feel like Marcus Smart brings that. Like, he's not even like a vet, like he's old, like that. But like, I like the kind of energy that he brings. Yeah. So like you talked about, like you fleeced all these teams, right? I don't think Memphis gave a shit. Memphis was like, we got Marcus Smart. We need him because John Morant needs somebody to just
a mentor,
like, calm him down. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, and for me, the Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum thing, I've said it so many times. I have a problem with the pairing. I just feel like Jaylen Brown, if he didn't make an All NBA team and then get this contract, he would have been out that door quickly, because I think Jaylen Brown wants to like prove I can just do this shit myself, but they keep including him in trade every single summer. Is Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant, Jaylen Brown for Bradley Beal.
Those are rumors.
Always, it's so much.
Those are rumors.
Yeah, but I mean, it gets to you. I mean, as an NBA player,
but not from the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know those rumors come up, and I know people talk about them, but it's not from the team. And I can say that for a fact. But if
it comes out,
the Celtics organization. If there's one thing I know about the Celtics organization, they don't leak shit like that. We don't even know what Ime Udoka did.
Yeah,
we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, okay. But you get what I'm saying. We don't know what he did. So the leak bullshit, I'm tired of it. And I think Jaylen Brown knows that. And the fact that they gave him this money and they emptied the Brinks truck. Sorry to quote Isaiah Thomas. That's my boy too. But they emptied the Brinks truck for him. I'm happy for him. And the last thing that I will say on this, what's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same shit over and over, expecting the
same. That's Einstein's definition.
Exactly. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Mm-hmm. That's what the Celtics would have looked like if they didn't make a move this offseason.
Of course.
And I know it sucks that, I mean, originally it looked good because it looked like we were going to get rid of an asset that was only there for a year, right? Malcolm Brogdon, but obviously with the injury, the surgery and all that stuff, it didn't work out. But a move had to be made because we would look like complete fools if we just kept the same thing with this core of really talented players the same. Right. I think it's a smart move. You have to make a move because if we're in the finals again, we're not making a move, but we didn't make the finals.
I think the problem, I think the Golden State series, there's no reason why you shouldn't have won that series. Like, that was just, to me, that was Boston's series to lose. I mean, to like, that was them. So I don't know what happened there.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry had like 1.5 good games. Like, all right, no. Of course, Steph Curry, but let's be honest. That Warriors team was nowhere near as talented as the other Warrior teams that were winning championships. To me, that was Boston's series. Miami, there's no reason why Boston should have lost to Miami either. So I don't think it's a talent.
I agree with the second part. I still don't agree.
I don't think it's a talent thing. I think there's something mentality wise with the Celtics that's just not clicking, because They should have beat the shit out of the Warriors, in my opinion. I don't care about Steph Curry. They should have beat the shit out of him, okay? And they should have beat the shit out of Miami as well. But they didn't.
Let's go another topic. We're sticking on these Celtics too long and going way back on it.
I mean, I'm not saying anything that's crazy. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm with you on a lot of things too. I think they had some some growing up to do. And when, dad gets kicked out of the house like Marcus Smart did, now it's time to grow up and be men. So this is the test of time for me with that team. That's how I see it with them. But they should have lost to that Warriors team. I don't give a shit what you say, man. It should have lost.
Thank you.
You're looking at it as two young great stars against three older dudes that also are fucking stars still. So
y'all, how quickly y'all forget. We were all on the same. Like Sami said, Boston in 5. You not remember saying that, Sami?
I didn't.
You
thought I said 6, but I said Boston.
No, you said in 5
because I was crazy.
You said in 5, and I was like, you might not
because everybody was being lame, so I had to say something crazy.
No, that Boston team was really solid. Like Ime Udoka had that team looking real solid. Like remember when they did to Kevin Durant? So like they blew through the play. It was easy for them, right? I felt like something kind of changed between like Game 7 against Miami and then Game 1 and 2 against Golden State. But
Steph Curry, that changed.
Whatever. Yeah. We're just gonna give Steph Curry all his credit. Cool, whatever. This is more about Boston and less about Steph Curry, in my opinion. But hey,
well, you the one who took it back. I was sticking on topic. Thank you, A-Rod. I was sticking on topic. I wasn't trying to go all the way back there. I was just explaining.
I'm just saying. I think this Boston team is underperforming because that's at the end of the day. I don't think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown work. I don't care what anybody tells me. Obviously, there's been chance, and something is not clicking for me. So I just
you don't let a fucking wing player of the talent and caliber of and the youth of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum walk without getting fucking boatload of shit back.
Yeah, that's why he's got to trade talks every single summer because they know they can get value for him.
That's everybody pontificating if there's value there.
Okay.
Here's my thing. Listen, the last thing I'll do, and this might, just go down like a
KK, I love you by the way. But I like this. I like this.
Might be a spiraling road to hell, but I'm gonna take side with KK on this. I don't think the Jaylen Brown and Tatum thing will work unless you get a good ball distributor to them. You get a good solid point guard that comes in there and can distribute, because I feel like both want to run the offense the way they want to do it, and there's no order. It's like one moment Jaylen Brown is like cooking, and then next one Tatum is cooking, and they need a guy that can. That's why I always kept saying, get Chris Paul. Let's get the motherfucker for a year.
Go look at those Celtics teams. Remember that video I posted? Rajon Rondo. His young ass kept these old ass people in check just enough. You know what I mean? Like it takes a true point guard to get cooler heads to prevail in mind. That's just how I see it.
Those type of point guards don't grow on trees, though. Unfortunately,
Of course not. Of course not. But
if they're there, and you can still get them, like Chris Paul was this offseason.
I'll say this. With the progression that we saw Derek White have last season, and now with Sam Cassell in that room, I promise you, I think Derek White's going to have a tremendous year as a point guard, and I think all of you are going to change your tune.
I will. He also shaved his head, which he should have did like 5 years ago. So like
Sam Cassell probably told him to do that shit.
That was a long time coming.
You see how ugly I've been looking all these years? Cut that shit off, man.
Vic, before we move on from Boston, I'm tired of talking about the Celtics right now. What's your pulse, real quick, on the Celtics?
No, I feel great. I think
me and KK just swore at each other. We said racial slurs back and forth. You missed it. It was crazy.
No, I apologize. Yeah, I got first day of school tomorrow, so I don't know. How much
exciting.
Here and there, just trying to get these kids ready. But I will say quickly about the Celtics. I'm excited about the upcoming season. I heard a little bit about Derek White. I think that he could be a good starting point guard in the league. I also think Sami, I know, is very high on Peyton Pritchard. who will probably be having a majority of our backup minutes. I like where we're at. I like the trade. I think it was a very risk-reward trade. The Celtics needed something to get him over the top there. I think Porzingis provides that, not only with his offensive ability, upside there, but also on the defensive end, blocking shots, protecting the rim. Good luck getting a layup off against him and Robert Williams if they are both healthy, and that's a big if. I like what the Celtics did. I'm very happy. I'm going to miss Marcus Smart, but I think Sami said it very eloquently. It was like losing a brother. But when you look at the brass tacks and you actually look at the facts, it was a good trade for the Celtics.
Yep. All right, we're done. Only one more NBA topic. There's so much more to talk about. I don't care. All that stuff can wait, right? I want to talk about Damian Lillard and that whole situation real quick. Obviously, that's been the overwhelming story over the last month and a half, whatever, since he requested to finally go. Obviously, I know we've all been kind of invested in kind of just with the whole situation, right? So I'll start with you, A-Rod. I know there's something you really wanted to talk about. So Damian Lillard, obviously, he's made it clear that he only wants to play for Miami Heat, I guess. So, and now he's become public enemy number one, and then Austin Rivers is saying this, and a lot of bullshit, a lot of crazy shit happening right now. So I want you to take it away, A-Rod. What's your opinion on all of this?
I mean, the only thing that I take away from it is like he sat down with the Blazers organization and they talked about the direction of everything, and it wasn't what he wanted to say. And they said, "Where do you want to go?" And he said, "Miami." And if you say that to the team, the player, on your end of the deal, on your fucking end of the deal. Yes, does Miami not have probably enough to get over there? But
it's not that easy.
No, I know that, but I just think like to make Damian Lillard public enemy number one, in my personal opinion, like don't get me wrong, I know you Bostonians want that motherfucker on your team in green. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it would be nice to get that guy. Oh, you're crazy. But I think, if you put something out there to a player, where do you want to go? Facilitate it. Bring in the teams that you can. Has this been held kind of stupidly? Yeah. But Dame shouldn't be public enemy number one. Damian Devin did nothing to nobody unless you're a Paul George fan like all these kids are. Like you put Paul George out the playoffs one too many times.
Yo, what's this obsession with Paul George all of a sudden?
I don't know. And I don't want to talk
about what era did I miss that Paul George is considered a GOAT to a lot of these kids?
I don't know. We can talk about in the next episode. I don't want to get into Paul George because he is fucking irrelevant. But I think the thing with Damian Lillard is like, it's kind of like giving me like those Chris Paul type of vibes. Like, when he was going to get traded to the Lakers and then it got like kind of blackballed and there was like all these issues with the trade and all that. And, I feel like that's kind of what's going to happen with this. That they're just going to be like, hey, man, got to send the motherfucker somewhere if he doesn't want to play for you. So send him on. So let's get it done. But honestly, like I'm sick of hearing the story about what's like Dame's having a good time. He's in, the beach. He's chilling. He's
commercials now.
Yeah, but like, come on, man, just get it done already. Like we know he's going to Miami, but what's it going to be?
How? That's the problem.
Oh no! From what I'm reading, they're going to bring in either a third team or a fourth team to facilitate the trade, and that's what has to happen. Mm-hmm. It's just who wants to do it. Because like now the owners are saying, "Oh, I don't want to, partake in this, stronghold of the NBA when we all can make a pitch for Damian Lillard and get him." He don't want.
Are they wrong? Are they wrong to think like that though?
I don't think they are, but at the same time, if I'm the Blazers organization, don't even have that conversation. Just be like, hey, we're trading you to Boston. That's what it is. Don't say, where would you like to go? I think
he's given y'all all these years. He's made y'all relevant since LaMarcus Aldridge and Brandon Roy and all that. And he's made the Portland Trail Blazers a relevant team. Whether or not they've been as successful as they wanted to be, doesn't matter. He has so many like crazy playoff moments that it's like, damn, he's a top 75 player. Like he has all this shit going for him. So like Kevin Garnett, he was loyal to the soil from Minnesota, and they said, look, bro, we want you to go win somewhere. So where do you want to go win? And his choices were between Golden State, Los Angeles, and Boston. He got to Boston, won the championship year one. So Dame, for what he's done for Portland, I see where he's coming from. Now, what people are having problems with is that, he's picking the team that he wants to go to, and he's under contract with this current team that obviously there's a lot of money left on that and everything like that. So I get it. I can see it from both angles. The same thing was happening with the running backs. Somebody who I'm in HR and shit. Like, so I understand. I pay attention to all the contract shit a lot more, closely because of what I do every day. So I can see it from everybody's angle. It's a tough world to be in when, you have a unhappy player in a situation and a lot has to change to get him out of that situation. And, you have to rely on this team, and that team who don't really have that much to give up. And so basically you're allowing this one guy to control 4 teams. That's like a lot. That's crazy, right? But that's the bed that the NBA laid. It's a players' league. Like, they control, like, they have 51% of the revenue in the NBA. Like, there's a reason why they can just do whatever they want. It's that simple. It's been like that for a while now. Ever since, you gotta think about it. Back in the day, they weren't making this kind of money that they're making now. But smarter people have been on the Players Association, and they started prioritizing a lot of things. But the problem that they have is that it's like very top heavy with money. It's like all the best players are getting $300 million contracts, and then you have a roster filled with a bunch of mid-level exceptions. So it's a very weird a time right now. I think Portland should do right by Damian Lillard, but at the same time, if I can't get you to Miami, you can't be mad at me if I trade you to a team that, if I trade you to Boston or Philly, like, bro, you're still gonna win. Like, fuck you want to do? But it's just I don't know. It's a weird time because, like, I feel like we're in limbo. We're trying to figure out. It's like all sports right now with money, NIL, women's soccer. It's just the Saudi Arabia leagues and Live Golf. There's so much change and transition happening right now financially with players compared to the people who all run the sport, the owners and the GMs and all that shit. So it's just a weird time, I think. But look at college football. We got teams in like Oregon going to the Big Ten. We got all this change happening across the world. It's just a lot of shit going on right now. So I think it's just one of those things in which we're just gonna have to ride it out and see what happens. But I can see I see Portland's point of view. I see Dane's point of view. I see everybody who's hating on him point of view too. Like, I don't hate Damian Lillard. I don't think he did anything wrong. But like you said, A-Rod, where do you want to go? Yeah, if you ask me where I want to go, I'm gonna tell you where I want to go. So, like, I get it, but it's just, I don't know. It's just a weird time. Just a weird time. But I'll pass it back to you, A-Rod, or Sami, or anybody. Just I don't have anything else to say with the NBA, but
no, you hit everything I wanted to say about it, KK. I think I don't think there's anything else I can add.
Sami,
I got nothing, man. You were good.
A-Rod,
I'm good. That's it.
All right. Now, y'all want to talk about baseball, or want to talk about soccer?
Let's talk soccer real quick.
Go ahead, load it up.
Yeah, I gotta hop. So if you don't mind, I'd love to just
take it away. We know this is you.
About AC Milan real quick and how much of a big deal this is. And I know Sami doesn't think that fucking Pulisic isn't going to start, but he's going to start. And you know what? Yunus Musa is going to start too. We've got duos of American nationals in major leagues now. This is amazing. This is great.
I didn't realize Ben Nasser tore his ACL, so.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, also,
that's why Pulisic's going to start.
No, Ben Nasser wasn't going to start anyway. Or Ben Nasser's going to start anyway. He'll start over Randiers. Or even over Loftus-Cheek. He's a midfielder. Ben Nasser isn't a winger.
Sami, you look puzzled.
He's not starting over Leao.
He's not starting on the left. He's starting on the right.
Chuck Wazy's going to take his position.
Chuck Wazy's not playing. No, they already had a friendly. Chuck Wazy didn't even fucking play. Barely played. Chuck Wazy's ass anyway. You're so focused on the fucking La Liga that you think all these La Liga guys are fucking amazing. Most of them are ass. Unless you play for Atletico.
Okay, he's Nigerian, so you better back me up here.
Look, I've been I finally started watching Ted Lasso a couple weeks ago, and I'm on season 2.5. Yo, my dog, what's his name?
Samuel.
Samuel Obusanya or some shit like that.
Obusanya, yeah.
That's my dog. So I'm backing any Nigerian that's playing soccer. I don't give a damn where. So shout out to all the Nigerians playing soccer. But screw AC Milan. Real quick, PSG, a lot of shit going on there. Neymar wants to leave now too. Mbappe, but A-Rod, talk to me about PSG real quick.
Let Sammy talk to you. That's his problem now.
Talk about PSG real quick.
Yeah, I just want a fresh start at this point. Like I never wanted this headache. They just got Gonzalo Ramos, which I think is a tremendous signing. It looks like they are starting a new structure. They got Ugarte, Uruguayan center midfielder, who's also tremendous. Probably going to take over for Verratti when Verratti, gets his yellow cards and gets injured again. Mbappe's gone. Even though PSG went out and got Gonzalo Ramos and Ousmane Dembele to try and keep him to stay. He's being a jerk. Dembele will be good for probably the 11 games that he plays, and the other 12 he'll be injured. But yeah, I just want really a fresh start, and I think they're realizing that too. I think Leonardo saw that too with what Inter Milan was able to do with kind of just a good structure of players that fit the system more than just trying to make a system for superstars. I think you need a good balance, right? Like obviously you need really talented players, but it's 11, right? You're talking about 11 players on a soccer field. You don't need 5 to be superstars. You need maybe 2, 1, but you need everybody else to kind of fit their piece. So that's really it. And yes, Neymar can leave. I'd love to get a good return on that, probably like 100 mil, 150. And Mbappe situation, it's just he's going to Madrid. I mean, he's gonna go to Madrid.
Yeah, that's been in the works. Okay. I mean, and then for me, from a soccer perspective, I mean, I just how I feel about Lionel Messi, right? Like so. To see him come to the U.S. and just dominate like this, it's so funny to me. Like we are literally what NBA players go to Europe to go do, go dominate. we got all these players come over here and dominate like it's nothing. So I'm very happy what Lionel Messi is doing for American soccer, though. Like we are forced to put the TV on and watch him. Like I have Apple TV or whatever. I got to tune into these damn games now, bro. So I feel first of all, I never watched. I watched baseball and the other day on Apple TV, and then soccer. Obviously, they have a really good setup. Like if you're into statistics and percentage for this player to get on base or percentage, I'm like, bro, this is Apple TV is very next level. So I got to give him a lot of credit. But I'm just really happy to see what Messi is doing for the U.S. Because honestly. He could have just went to Saudi Arabia, grabbed the bag, and disappeared, like Ronaldo, y'all's GOAT did, right? My GOAT came here and he's making US. He's making.
My GOAT's Messi, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, but
I'm talking to A-Rod directly.
My GOAT's Pele.
No. Your GOAT is Ronaldo. You said it. You said it.
When I see the meme, when I see Messi play, I just think of the meme from The Simpsons. Stop! He's already dead.
No, all I'm thinking about right now is the chick on the plane? I'm not flying out, but that motherfucker back there is not real.
He's not real.
That's all I see. That's all I like. We watched the first game. I went, I watched it with Sami, went to a friend's house and watched it. And, when he scored that goal in the upright, like, I was like, this shit has to be scripted. There's no way. Like, he's not that good. But I'm like, then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, he is that good. And this is the United States. He's playing against, like, dudes with the last name Calendar and shit like that. Like, weird, no sense. So then I watched the second game just for fun, and he scores 2 goals, and within 5 minutes from each other. I'm like, this guy could probably score 6 goals a game if he wanted to, but this is, me and Sammy are on the same page as this. Messi is very petty, very pessy about the way he plays, and this is the way he plays up the field, up the pitch. Just walks. But when you're great, you can do what you want. I believe that.
Listen, I don't give a damn what he does. He's him. All right, he's Timothy.
That man walks so much, bro.
He does. His
kilometer would be great. Is he like 38? He can walk all he wants.
He's been walking since he was like 20, bro.
And how many goals you got walking? And think about it. I said this shit to you, A-Rod. No, I think I said to you or my friend Mike, because he's a Ronaldo fan too. The amount of goals that Ronaldo has, a lot of them are off of penalty kicks and shit. My dog Messi's out here kicking shit from 50 yards away like it's nothing. Beautiful. Free kick, boom. Over people's head, boom. It's beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch. It's like Stephon Marbury going to China, averaging 50 points a game.
Ronaldo had to work harder to get to where he's at, though. That's why I respect Ronaldo, because he had to work harder to get to where he's at. Messi was just
thrown to Barcelona immediately.
Pure talent, just from when he came out the womb, bro. He's got the perfect. Cool. He's got the perfect soccer build. Pause. Like he's, Yo,
anyway. Real quick, before we wrap this shit up, shout out to Mace and Cameron. Like, I grew up on these two. Like, I really love them, and to see them real happy again to be hanging out with each other, that shit makes me very happy. It's like it gives me hope for humanity. So shout out to Cameron and Mace, and also shout out to Jose Ramirez for knocking the snot out of Tim Anderson.
Tim Anderson's a snitch too. Somebody said this the best about that, and I wanted to allude to that really quick. The most underrated baseball player knocked out the most overrated baseball player.
That's a good point.
That is the truth.
Because Ramirez does not get talked about enough. He's so consistent every single year.
And Tim Anderson's down, and he's snitching on the team. And don't get me wrong, I agree with Tim Anderson. I think that whole team is a shithole. From whatever it is. And he's blaming it on all the Cuban players, which makes me even more pissed, but whatever. But the one thing before we leave it, Sami, I wanted you to touch on it real quick. Before the season started, or before the World Cup started, I heard some stupid shit on ESPN. I don't know why I watch it, but I was. And they were like, what's more likely to happen? United States Women's Cup win another World Cup, or Georgia win a third one. So now it looks like Georgia's in the front run for this one now, obviously. United States lost.
Their worst finish in their history.
Correct. And we were talking about this the other day, and you alluded to, like, are they really as dominant that we thought that they were? And you had some interesting takes on it, you and Vic, when we were talking about. So I wanted you to quickly talk about that.
No, I just said that the U.S. women's national team, tremendous, right? Tremendous. Big inspiration to all the women, soccer players especially. I just thought that what the women's team offered on the national level was pure talent, raw talent, right? They weren't very technical. And what we're seeing with some of these other countries, now that they're realizing, or now that they're trying to put money into it and they're trying to have the equal, men, women, like put the same amount of like resources, we're seeing some of these teams put a lot more money in investing in technical skills, like technical training, technical this. And you watch some of these teams, like, for example, like I gave the example of Japan the other, like when A-Rod and I were talking about it, Japan the other day, like no disrespect, not trying to be stereotypical or anything. Japanese people are not large people, right? They're not. So what they lack in size, they make up in their technical skills and their willingness to put it all on the field. And you watch that Japanese women's team, and you're like, holy shit, like that's a really good team. And then you look at how Brazil came up, right?
Shit.
Obviously, Brazil shit. You look at how like the Brazil men were obviously always dominant, right? Not so much on the women's side. And then they started to put money into the women's team, and then that team got really, really, really good.
They went out.
But I'm saying, like, it was always just dominant women, right? But now our U.S. women, and now we're seeing everybody up starting to come. And you watch some of the other games, you watch some of the other teams, you're like, wow, like they actually play pretty decent soccer compared to what we watch with the U.S. women's national team, right? It was more like the women's national team for U.S. was just bullying everybody else because they're just that much more talented. But they're not very technical, right? Like they're not tactical enough.
Who'd have thought if Morocco just let the women play, they'd be that good, huh?
It's not us. That's Saudi Arabia, bro.
What does this remind you of, though? The U.S. men's basketball team. They used to just beat you off of pure talent. The U.S. men's basketball has never been technical. It's all been, we got the best talent out there. And then everybody in the world started getting technically better players and make like an actual offense, an actual system that they ran. And they caught up real quick. And with the women soccer team, same shit. Like, yo, they were bullying teams, and then people were like, yo, we got to actually like do it how we're supposed to do it. You know what I mean? And literally what you just described, I'm literally watching it with U.S. basketball. It's like the same shit. So, yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point. But it was definitely disappointing to watch them lose like that. Especially, I mean, waking up at what was it, 5 a.m, and then the way it ended with the PKs and shit. That was just Megan Rapinoe. I was like, come on, Megan, you better than this, dog. And then the last one that I didn't think it went in, and then obviously VAR bullshit, whatever. Like, look, at the end of the day, the NFL needs to adopt that shit. All these leagues need to adopt technology because they put that shit to bed quick. Everybody went home about their business and it was over. So
VAR fucking sucks.
It does suck because it takes away human frailty. And you know who said that? Jerry Jones. He's absolutely right. There's a human element of sports that is, I don't want to lose, but we're going to lose it because soccer is the most popular sport in the world, and they've adopted this shit a long time ago. Like they're all over that shit. So tennis, you see it with tennis. Like we're just gonna have to get used to it. Like it's globally, they've been doing this shit forever. So we're gonna see it eventually. I mean, we see the NBA doing mid-season tournaments like they're trying to be like like Champions League or some shit. But
I don't mind VAR. Not to get off topic, I don't mind VAR. I just wanted to like make it clear. Like I don't mind VAR for like fouls in certain cases or for goals to make sure that the goal is actually goal. Like if it hits the post and hits the line and comes out. But I hate it for offsides. I hate it for offsides.
It's so offsides to me is such a subjective thing. And as a ref, like I ref soccer before. That shit's hard as hell, right? But you gotta be, if you're a good ref, you gotta just be on point. I'm not trying to rely, like, what's the point of my ref being out there if a camera is gonna tell me if they're offsides or not? You know what I mean? Like it's like a waste of resources at that point. But yeah, that's all I got. Anything else for you, A-Rod?
I'm good. We got to discuss everything I wanted to.
What's wrong with the Yankees? Y'all good?
We'll talk about that next.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, we talked a lot today, man.
All right, A-Rod, close us out.
Well, before we do, Sami, Vic, always a pleasure to have you guys on. So, as we always do at the end of the show, you know, all of our listeners already listen to you guys. You're definitely the favorite ones on the show to come on and do your spiel on what you think is going on in our topic.
Yeah, we brought y'all out for season 5 premiere.
I think we brought you on the premiere last year too, maybe.
DJ Premiere, we brought y'all on.
But you know, Vic's been pretty quiet. He's got his kids, so he's putting them down. First day of school, and baby shitting everywhere, all that.
I have to leave work. I have to leave my house to get to work like 20 minutes earlier because that traffic might be crazy.
So Sami, go ahead, plug both of you guys in.
Yeah, man, we took the summer off. Actually, we took probably spring and summer off. But we're going to start again in 2 weeks, right before the NFL season starts up. We're probably having you guys on too as our guests. But yes, you can find us all at Townie_sports, Townie Sports Pod on TikTok. You can also find us Townie Sports on YouTube. That's where we post everything too. And maybe pretty soon, I keep throwing this out there, we get a finalized collaboration between us where we just merge our
it's
podcasts.
In the works, y'all.
Since,
it's in the works.
We have great conversations.
It's in the works.
It'll be great,
Hey, Sami, I've been about that life, so I'm just saying. Yeah.
We'll change the name of the podcast to the 4-Hour Podcast.
Hey, we gonna be under 2 today. Don't play with me. we gonna be under 2 today.
Oh man. All right. Well, like I said, it's always a pleasure to have you guys on.
Super honored, by the way. Thank you so much. Yeah. You guys are big inspiration for me too. Keep doing what you're doing, keep crushing it, keep doing it. Like I love everything you guys are doing.
Appreciate it.
Also, the Eagles play the Jets and the Eagles play the Patriots this year, so we're gonna have to do some shit. Week 1, Mr. Patriot. Week 1, we're gonna have to see y'all. So we're gonna have to do that somewhere. And then Jets, week 4, some shit like that. Week 4, week 5. We're gonna have to see that somewhere. You feel me?
You know where I'll be, bro. 5 minutes from you. Don't even sweat it. I'll be here.
No, you gonna go to like Soho backyard or some shit, right?
Wherever you want to go.
That's where me and A-Rod went for a bunch of games last year.
I'm gonna take you to an Eagle bar, my boy.
I'm going in with the wrong green on. It don't bother me.
Hey, we'll see how they treat you.
I'll be at Brass Tap in Midtown.
Okay, hey, we'll discuss offline. A-Rod, close us out.
All right, so it's been some time since we last recorded. Twitter is no longer Twitter; it is now X. Wow. So you can find us on X.
On X, You can find us on X. Wow. I don't do that kind of stuff, my boy.
Exactly. You can find us on X or Zeet, whatever they call it now, at @fair_weather_pod. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Just search the Fair Weather Podcast. And wherever you subscribe, listen to podcasts, you can catch the audio there as well. Words of wisdom, take them away, bro.
I know you can't hear me, Vic, but I love you, bro. That's all. That's all I got. Peace.